Hey, Joe here. Let's talk quickly about the touchscreen on the StudioLive Series 3. Couple things you'll want to know. I know, who makes a video about how to use a touchscreen? But it's actually not terribly intuitive right up front, so if this saves you a little frustration, it'll be worth the 2 minutes this video is going to take. So here is the touchscreen on the StudioLive. It corresponds to what's happening over here. So if I press compressor, it switches to the compressor. If I press gate, switches to the gate. EQ switches to the EQ. There's a couple things that you can only do on the touchscreen that you cannot do over here. The main one that I can think of is changing the type of EQ. If I want to switch over to the vintage EQ or the passive EQ, I have to do that actually on the touchscreen. I don't know that there's an option to do that here. So that's one thing. The other thing is you may want to adjust, you're able to adjust the parameters directly on the EQ. You can select it. Then the thing you're going to want to do is to click and drag. This screen does not do dragging for whatever reason. But it does have this knob right here, which is kind of a universal knob for whatever setting you have selected on the screen. So if I tap on this low-mid EQ and I turn that knob, nothing happens. Why? Oh, the EQ's not on. Now the EQ's on. So if I tap on that EQ and then turn the knob here, still nothing is happening. What if I select gain? See, as you can see, it's a little, it's not the most intuitive thing in the world, but now it's adjusting the gain. And then if I want to adjust the frequency, I have to tap the little frequency selector right here, and then I can adjust the frequency, and then I can also adjust the Q control. Same thing for the compressors and everything else. It's just, you have all the settings here that are available to you, but it's just a little bit of a workflow thing. If you like to work on these knobs better, you'll still see the readout on the screen as you adjust them. Your hands aren't in the same place, if that's a big deal for you. Now, the touchscreen isn't as responsive as an iPad or an iPhone. That stinks, but I imagine if it was that nice, the board would probably have to be a lot more expensive. That's my guess. So if you can get over the fact that it's not super responsive, doesn't click and drag, but gives you a visual readout of what you're doing on these knobs over here, and still allows you to adjust things on the screen itself, it's a kind of cool thing to have. All right, that's it for me. See ya.